Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to the Slipping Kind of Podcast. We are here at the Kenichi Bed Studios. I'm your host, BINK, your host, GOLDENBOY.
What's up, baby?
What's up with you, man?
Oh, yeah, I've been waiting for this.
I know,
This
you
long
ready.
overdue.
You ready,
I've been
man?
waiting on this one.
You ready, man? You ready?
What's up, Miss K? I'm ready for my close-up, Miss K.
Ready for my close-up.
Just for you. Right there.
Yes,
and
sir.
just for you, sir.
Oh, my God. It'll take you 2 weeks to drink all that water. I had nerve to put it down aggressively. Man, go ahead.
Hey.
Look, before we even get started on today's episode, I want to send my condolences to Ernest Hall and his family. He was tragically had his life taken away a day ago. Had a fight coming up April 1st and messed around and lost his life.
Just walking to the gas station.
For no reason. So, I don't know him personally, but, as a boxing, somebody in the boxing community here in the DMV, to lose a fighter that way is, it's sadness. So before I even get into anything, I want to give him my condolences to him and his family and his children, and prayers for you guys.
It just hurts because you remember my anniversary last week was quick, and I couldn't even bring it up on the show. I couldn't bring myself to say
Right.
long live quick and everything else, and then they get this week later. It's unfortunate, man. It's a lot of talent in this area up and down this beltway. And there's so many guys, as many champions we done had, you could damn near put just as many on the list and say, damn, he would have been nice. Or he was doing this and he was projected to do this.
Right.
And that's unfortunate, because I still remember when he fought my Hillcrest brother. When he fought Lil Bad Man. I was like, oh, man, I always knew, I never had a relationship with him, but I always seen him around, always seen him. I was like, oh, man, that kid. It's another one. It's unfortunate that this happens. And all he was doing was just going to the gas station.
It's a damn shame, man. It's a damn shame.
Unfortunate.
Really is. Like we said, condolences and prayers to Ernest Hall and his family. May you forever rest in peace, brother.
Yep.
But yes, sir, we got a lot of boxing. I forgot about the Top Rank card. I forgot about Ramirez versus Richard Comey. Because it was so much around. It's been so much hyped around Benavidez and playing. I forgot
Rightfully
about that
so.
fight. Rightfully so. Cenicio Estrada is making a Top Rank debut. Completely forgot about that because of the hype around Benavidez and Plant. So, I mean, that's another decent matchup with Ramirez and Comey.
Once again, I'll be watching. I'll be just wanting to see Sinisa shake out.
No, for sure. I love watching.
Man, what?
Love watching.
But yeah, I am happy to see Ramirez come back. And I was glad that, and it showed just how much dedication that he has had consistently, because he was finally able to just rest and just be a husband and a dad for him, because he didn't even get that chance. Like, it was like fight, wedding, fight again, and then fight again. And now he was finally able to really enjoy that in a sense. So,
newly married, brand new baby, you want to enjoy that. So big ups to him for taking family time.
Yeah.
And recognizing it and taking that family time.
Yeah.
Support.
And, but he probably wanted to take it before and was like, can't do it right now. It's too much on the table. I got to take it now for y'all in the future, but it's good to see him back. And it's going to be interesting to see how he performs tonight. I don't got to be in the knockout. I would not be surprised if Richard Comey gives him a working over a little bit, shows some rust on him, unless Richard Comey gets old. And then next thing you know, Ramirez puts his name in that hat. If he performs really well, puts his name in that hat, and I go, y'all forgot about me or something like that. Now, do y'all want to see me against this guy? And if Comey beats him, because now they trying to use, you saw how they made it a draw. They didn't want to give, even though I could respect the draw with Sniper, but Jose Pedraza, but at the same time, it was like, we want to keep these guys around.
Right.
So it's like, when they're on the edge, but it's like we still got a lot of investment. They still could be good. Let's not put them as a gatekeeper yet, type of thing.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how Richard comes out too.
Oh, for sure. I like this matchup, man. I think it's the right matchup for both guys at the right time. That's why I like this fight. I don't really have a dog in this fight. I just want to see a great fight from both these guys, a great performance. And in my opinion, if whoever loses this fight, I don't think they really lose because of how evenly the fight is matched. I think they'll both be okay regardless of the outcome, as long as they both go in there and perform well and put on the show.
Yeah, but boxing is a dirty business.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that with Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, man, the business. So I'll let you take that. I mean, you know more than me, so go ahead. Get the people hip to what's going on with that.
I haven't gotten too many phone calls on it, but the whole thing with Usyk, from what I've been told, was a Hagler-Leonard situation where every time Tyson Fury didn't expect Usyk to say okay. On a, all right, well, he said okay too. All right, well, I want this too. Yeah. Oh, well, I want this too. Yeah. Well, I want that much percentage. Sure. And it's like, oh shit. Like it's like that's like, damn. You know, it's like, all right, I gotta, and now he's trying to ride back on it and say, oh well, you know, he's you know how he goes on his rants, call you every English and European slang that he could call you.
I mean, Fury funny with that shit. What you calling people dossers and
yeah.
What else?
You big dosser. It's not it's like calling him a dosser. Yeah, he say you big dosser. So and in their country, dosser is like calling somebody here Bama. Like it's like that almost. Oh God. So it's over there. It's little come on, man. Like over there, it's like calling them a dosser, like you big dosser. So and then all right, I ain't saying it no more, y'all. I ain't saying no. But basically, he trying to save face. It ain't even like any of this other negotiation. He trying to save face in a sense. That's what he's trying to do.
Makes sense, because imagine like it's like that school fight where it's like, no, fight me in the cafeteria. All right, well, no, well, fight me after school. All right, now come to my neighborhood and fight. All right, and then you run in the house.
Oh,
you run in the house.
God.
You don't want to fight. You know. I don't know, man. I believe Usyk. I believe Usyk camp right here, because Usyk want all the smoke. I believe Usyk really want them belts. He's like a real representative of boxing the way it should be.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
saying?
saying?
I think he wants that smoke. Like, and I believe the split that was up front, 70-30.
That's outrageous.
And he said, "Sugary belly,
greedy belly, yeah, greedy belly,
slim, like 70-30." Yo. Y'all gotta understand something. For people who don't know, like, let me really break this down. He up front said 70-30. Up front. He's saying that up front, and he ain't got all the belts. For real.
Try to price him out.
Of course that, but just the fact of, if you're saying I want 70-30, you got 3 of the 4. You something. There's something on the table to where I'ma say, yeah, well, I bring this, and this to the table. What can you say? Only thing Tyson Fury can say is, I got Wembley. If you really break it, if you really break it down to its rawest form, the only thing he can say, I got Wembley. And I'm putting you on the Wembley stage. And that's cool. I'm not saying that's cool. But you didn't even give this man the respect to say 60-40. 55-45. Like, total disrespect.
Disrespectful as hell.
Total disrespect.
Another point about this too is Tyson Fury retired. He retired and came back. So if you're gonna retire and do all of that and do that whole spectacle and take your little tour and then come back, why come back and do this? Come back and get the fight that we want to see, that you need. That's the heavyweight fight that we want to see. Unify all them belts, man.
Man, that ain't
ridiculous.
Man, that ain't happening,
ridiculous,
bro. That ain't happening, bro.
But you want to bring our guest in and let's get his opinion,
man.
Let's go ahead and do that, man. So look, we got a special guest in the building. He's one of our, I ain't gonna say one, he probably is our top supporter of the podcast, the top supporter of BINK, the top supporter of GOLDENBOY.
Yes, indeed.
Let's go ahead and bring our guy, Big Roy, in.
Big Roy from El Paso, Route 1. Take your stroll, bro, because this is long overdue, baby. This is long overdue.
How you guys doing? What's
up,
brother?
What? Look great, baby.
You too, bro. How's everything?
Good, man. Look great, baby.
You too, bro.
Man. You want to introduce this, man, then I'll come in. I want you to give an introduction he deserves.
Put this on her?
Yeah, you put the headphones on, you can hear everything going on. Right, good, cool. Good to go.
Yeah,
Comfortable?
man, yeah.
Yes, sir. So if you guys don't know, this is the face behind El Paso Route 1 in Alexandria.
Big family.
Big family. Big supporter. A brother, to us here at the podcast. We talk a lot off camera, off air about everything, and just a guy that's always tapped in, has always shown love from the very first day. So it's an honor to have him on the show, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you guys.
Man, this guy, like, you guys have seen the commercial. I'm pretty sure BINK gonna shoot to it and come back in between the show, whatever, in different spots. This guy watch boxing, and everything, but when he really dived into it in this area, it wasn't, all right, I'll go to one fight and he slow it. No, he really dived in, and he supports a lot of the top prospects that you all see. Then to support me, and I have a story where I wasn't even going in there to eat. I was going shopping somewhere in Alexandria, not too far from the restaurant. And I just said, I was with my folks. I said, I'm just going to go in there and say hi to our sponsor. Mm-hmm. Like, he's right in there. They was like, oh, this is the place? This place always packed out. Mm-hmm. And they said, sure. I said, yeah. She's like, oh, so this is y'all sponsor. I said, yeah, I'm going in. So I walked in. My parents went right across the street. They said, well, we waiting on you. So as soon as I walked through the door, Big Roy right there waiting on me. Because I was texting them like, I'm coming. So I walk in, next thing you know, they said, hey, where your folks at? I said, they right there. Oh, no, y'all ain't leaving. Come on in. Man, what me and my folks still talk about what he did that night for us. It was unreal. Like, you want to go to places and feel the family atmosphere, whatever, and it's not always, you don't get that like back in the days no more with certain restaurants. But no, you really get that feel. And then the fighters he support go down the line in this area, go out his way. And it's like, oh no, y'all got a meal, come over. And and I'll be at the fight too.
Exactly.
And all this, like, it's just unreal. I mean, the stuff he done, it was times where he was here and y'all didn't even see him on the camera. That he came in and made sure we were straight. Even today, like, I wish we could sit there and rub it in and have like my so why my girl Big Suge go, oh, your sponsor's coming through? I said, yeah, me, BINK, the show, he's gonna look after us. I said, you want anything? She said, yes. So basically, I can't come back home unless there was a plate waiting on.
Because you might come back here next Friday with a black eye. Right. And that's facts.
Shout out Big Suge, man. Facts, but man, Roy, man, it's hard. This fight game hard enough. And I have supporters and real supporters who, they don't care if you win or lose. They just want you healthy and they want to see you do as good as you can do. And you've always been that, like, see you around so many fighters. The real Double R, Rihanna Rios, plastered right there in the restaurant. Yeah, and I still got to get you for the picture with me. I still got to get you a bit. And I was like, wait, what? All this, like, it is so much, like, having events for the community and stuff like that. And I was so mad I ain't feel well and couldn't make it. But BINK came on my behalf. Was things like, man, yeah, he the real deal, man.
Appreciate it.
This is the guy right here, Big Roy.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So how you feeling, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. First time being on a podcast, so trying to get used to it.
It's gonna be all right. You know, some people, getting a little nervous in front of the camera. Like you said, we all family, and it's a family environment. So, we just gonna do it, man. So, beyond, we're gonna get into the boxing, but for people who don't know you, because I know you. It's crazy how long I've actually known you and didn't even know you.
Yeah, that's a trip, man. When I came the first time, I was like, what the hell?
Right, ridiculous. I've known Roy since we was kids and didn't even know that I knew Roy. Played on the same football teams, went to the same school. Didn't even know that I knew him.
Because I remember the last time when he was here and y'all were talking like, oh, did you go to this school? Did you go to that school? And we was on, and he was like, oh, well, I'll see you or whatever. Dang, I didn't know it was like
go way back, didn't even know it, man.
Played football right there in the dip at the Woodbridge Apartments.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Like, when you told me you went to Smithsburg High School, I was like, oh, damn. I went there my senior year, and I was like, it was cool, but I think you had already, like, went off to college and stuff like that,
Yeah,
so that's crazy, man. But yeah, I was born out here, and then my mom and dad had their little situation, and I moved to California with my mom. So then I came back my senior year. It's crazy,
Right.
The best of both coasts, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
So hold on, in your opinion, what is the best coast?
Damn, you know what, man? I love my West Coast, man. There's nothing like it. But, I'm starting to like the DMV a lot, man.
Okay.
A lot of stuff that I'm learning, meeting new people, just different things, but I think I gotta say the West Coast because a lot of my family's out there still.
For sure.
A lot of my my good homies and all that, they're still out there. So
yeah,
probably safe for that. But
and a lot of your heritage probably helped with a lot over here too.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy, you know. You like those street trucks and like the corridos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was gonna tell you guys in April they're gonna have their season opening. So whenever you guys can, man, clear your schedule and we can go and check it out. You know?
Yeah, man, for sure. Down to check that out, man. A lot of people don't know you're actually like a business-minded guru.
Yeah, I try to be, man.
You know, you and your family run a successful business. So what's it like being a businessman, and like how was that adjustment, you know, coming from being a child and growing up in the business and just taking over and running it flawlessly?
So to be honest with you, my dad and my uncle and my aunt, they opened up the first business in 1993. They came from California, and ever since then they took off. But I didn't really get my business mindset from them. I got it from my grandpa in California.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, we used to sell clothes at Swami is what they call them. They're like a flea market.
Right.
So he used to go there Tuesday through Sunday. His day off would be on Monday. And I would go with him on Saturday and Sundays. And we would sell clothes and stuff like that. And I was just like, dang, I didn't even know. I didn't realize until I became an adult, like, shit, I got my business savvy from him, you know? And, man, he was just hustling. And, you know, he would do that, man. And it was just like crazy, you know? And then my uncle, too, my godfather, his name's Ramon. He was a meat salesman.
Okay.
So he used to sell meat and stuff. And every day he would pick us up from school, or whenever he would pick us up, he would always talk about business and how he would talk to his business partners and stuff like that. And I would always hear that. And I would never really realize that him speaking the way he would speak to his coworkers or other salesmen and stuff, like I would use that to this day. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. And then what I learned from my family in the restaurants, you know, it's all together.
Yeah.
You know, so
for sure.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy
go ahead.
What you said about learning the business stuff and calling a business guru? We sitting there eating, and he had these bacon wrapped shrimp and everything, and bacon bits and everything. So I was like, oh, I'll try it. He came up with that, and everybody in there, not just like my family, loving them. And he's like, yeah, I thought of it, and I was like, you just thought of this. And he's like, yeah, you know, I'm just working my way up, learning this, learning that. And I'm like, now can I have some more? Like, can I have some more?
For sure, everything. I mean, I went there the other day. He had a brand new menu, a brand new margaritas. It's like mine is always on what's next.
Yeah, you know? I try to be, man. You know, try to be the best. Like my wife says, you know, shout out to her. You know, she's like my rock and everything. Carolina and my son Gabriel.
Right.
Yeah, man. She just tells me keep an open mind. You know, listen to your employees, listen to your friends, people who give you ideas, and you know, take it all in and just be humble and try to create what you can, you know? So, you know, the new menu, I got the idea from another entrepreneur who's always, you know, wearing his luchador mask and selling, you know, whatever he can through his business. And I thought that was great. And then, you know, I was going to do a boxing theme, but it was a last minute switch up. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But everything was dope, man. You know, being in that restaurant, it's really hard, but it's very enjoyable at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of folks also don't know you was a badass football player.
Yeah, I used to play football, man. I played my pretty much my whole life. You know, I was gonna go to college and stuff, but I started working and hustling in the business, and I wasn't really into school like that. So I decided just to stick with the business, and it's pretty much an easier path, I guess you could say. Because I mean, some guys, you know, they're ballers in high school, and then they get to the next level and fall flat on their face, you know, because they're not used to that independence, you know, being away from mom and dad, and you know, just new coaches and stuff like that, you know, because the next level is a
business,
big deal, you know,
and it's a business now.
You know,
you learn that quick.
You know, and if you don't understand or have that business mindset, I mean, there's 40, 50 other guys willing to come in and take your spot, man. Every year, you know, every year. So it's crazy, you know. I mean, you just never know.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Ain't it crazy, though, how y'all play football or box, and at the end of the day, the love for it, you'll still have it, but it kind of diminishes a little bit, because once you get to that next level, you learn. Whether it's amateur to pro, high school to D1, D2, you learn like, oh, now it's a business, and it eats you up, spits you out. Okay, next guy.
For sure.
Eats you up, spits you out. Okay, next guy. Yeah, that's just how it be. But I want to ask you, how did you get with all these great fighters, Rihanna Rios and all of them? How did you get into your start with really being around the prospects and trying to sponsor them?
So it was funny, man. Actually, I wasn't even really into boxing that much. I mean, I went to the boxing gym in Hagerstown as a kid for a couple of years because my dad.
Shout out Hagerstown.
Yeah.
They
Shout out to Coach
too.
Wayne,
they support you a lot.
Chris Glenn. He's got a fight at the end of April, so make sure you come out, support Hagerstown and Chris. Because he's a very humble guy, man. He's always in the gym, putting in work. So we got to take care of him. Anybody from the Washington County, come down, support him. Me and BINK and Junior will be there. So
yes, indeed.
Make sure you guys come out.
I'll be screaming at him again.
But no, the funny thing is that my cousin Enrique, he's back in California, but he lived out here for a little while. He was telling me you should look into see who's like boxing out here. Maybe we can sponsor them or get into something, combat sport, because he loves MMA and boxing. And probably because of him and my dad, I started to get into boxing a little more. And first we sponsored some MMA guy. I forgot what his name was. And then we started donating food to gyms and using it as a way to get promos, shouting out from members, from the gym owner, gym, coaches and stuff like that. At Capital MMA, Don, he's a really cool guy. So, I did that, and now he purchases food for his whole gym once a month or every other month. And, I actually hit up Rihanna Rios in a DM, and I was like, hey, if you're interested, we would like to be a sponsor and stuff like that. And, she hit me back, and she was shocked that I, went out of my way to go and look for her. I was just looking up, hey, because female boxing was blowing up at the time. Yeah. And I was like, dang, we got to get on that market, And, dude, she's a badass,
Hell yeah. Man, real.
So shout out to her, and then Slick, too. Yes, I didn't even know he was a cut man and big time in the boxing community.
That's a bad boy. He was always
coming all the time, man. Yeah. He would come and eat all the time, say what's up. And I remember the first time I met him, I don't know if he remembers, but he asked the server, hey, man, who put all this boxing stuff up? And the server was, it was the manager of the restaurant. He was like, can I speak to him? And I was like, all right. So the guy came and told me, hey, my table wants to talk to the manager about, the boxing stuff that you have up on the walls. And I was like, all right. But at that time, that was like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And I don't really like to put myself out there. I'm pretty like, in my own shell. So that's why I'm a little nervous right now on this.
You're doing good, bro. You got it.
And he was like, hey, man, who controls this, this and that. I got fighters that, need sponsors and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, man, that's the owners of the business, I'm just the manager here. But, low key, I'm the one that runs the whole operation right there at that restaurant. We have other locations, and, our family does their own thing at every one. But, we're the same unit, same brand and all that. And then after a couple of weeks, he introduced me to Santos and Anthony.
Santos.
Yeah, so those are my people right there, too. So, we back them up whenever they need anything. And, ever since then, even Santos and Anthony know that I don't really like to take pictures with people or do anything like that. But, ever since I started meeting you guys, I was like, man, let me just start taking pictures and putting myself out there, especially with Cardan and his father, man. They're always doing their thing. So, that's a beautiful thing that they got going on, just continuing to innovate and manifest, so I want to be like that too,
Yeah, great job. Doing a fantastic job. I mean, since the time I met you, I mean, you've actually opened up and blossomed a lot. I can tell.
Yeah,
you're showing your personality more. You're getting more involved in the boxing scene, and just keep doing what you're doing, and going and talking to people and sending DMs. And next thing you know, you're gonna be a staple in the community, bro.
Yeah,
staple in the area with boxing.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, no, I'm just trying my best, man, because I've seen boxers, go through that 8-week camp and do all that. And it's crazy, dude. They kill themselves, man.
Yep.
I got my friends in California that were going through that too. And it was just like, damn, dude, you really want to do this? Like, no, but, some people, that's just the only way that they got, and they put it put it to the fullest, you know?
Yeah.
Which is awesome, you know?
Tell the people the story you told me when you said you worked out with Coach Wayne that one time at the boxing gym. You said you lost how much weight in one day?
Man, I went back to the gym with Coach Wayne. You know, I've always went in and out of there, but never really like got in there and worked out. And he was like, "You want to come and, you know, work out with us?" And I was like, "All right." So I brought my little cousin. It was me and him. His name's Daniel. And dude, he put us to work, yo. And I lost like almost 15 pounds, man, just in one workout.
Yeah.
It was crazy. You know, I felt great, you know, after the workout, but man, I think the next 3 days I was like sore, man. Yeah. My arms, you know, and just the warm up is like, man, it's crazy, yo. Like I played soccer as a little kid. I mean, I remember it a little bit. I don't think it was that bad, yo.
Yeah.
But man, I think I want to start going in there at least once or twice a week. But it's just the drive, man.
The drive down.
Yeah, the drive, you know.
Right.
But man, I love to support them. And, you know, I try to give a little bit of my time back to them once in a while, you know, because they've always been good to myself and me and my dad, you know.
Right.
Yeah, and they were always supportive of us when we had our businesses and stuff over there, so.
For sure.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Hagerstown Boxing Club. Shout out
Yes,
to Coach
indeed.
Wayne. If you guys, I get asked so many times, my son wants to box, my daughter wants to box. Where can I take him? I tell him, go to Hagerstown Boxing Club.
That's a good
Go
place.
talk to Coach Wayne.
Yeah.
I send them the information. If you guys want to get into a boxing gym and you live in Hagerstown, even Frederick, West Virginia area, Pennsylvania, Hagerstown Boxing Club in Hagerstown. Check them out.
Yeah, I mean, right now they got a special going on. So if you're a firefighter, police officer, military, they're gonna give discounts to you, you know. So and your kids. So go out there, man. They're always trying to support everybody.
For sure. Big stuff. Now, you have a wealth of boxing knowledge that people don't really know. I mean, I know you say you just kind of got into boxing recently, but your takes on boxing are on point. So we were talking about the Usyk Tyson Fury, you know, fight, you know, the 70-30 and everything. So how do you feel about that? And who do you think really wants that fight more, Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk?
I think Usyk does, man, because he's gonna make 30% off of however much it is. It's gonna be a lot of money. And then people down there, you know, where Tyson Fury is from, I mean, they support, man. They fill up the crowd.
100,000.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's ridiculous. So I think Usyk wants it. I mean, Fury's always been like, you know, that big mouth guy, you know, which is funny, but sometimes it's annoying, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't think Fury wants it that much because he knows that Usyk is very, very technical. And I bet you his mindset is on point like nobody else. Because how the hell are you going to go to support your country in the middle of that while have a boxing career, you know?
Right.
You got to have somebody in that mind just wanting to mess somebody up, dude.
And not just that, but trying to stay in shape.
Yeah.
Because boxing is the hardest sport. My father always say, shout out hard work. He always say, boxing is the hardest sport to get in shape for and the easiest to get out of shape of.
Yeah. No, I believe it.
So quick.
No, I used to, like I was telling you guys, man, I seen guys trying to drop 30, 40 pounds just to make weight. And I'm like, whoa, dude.
And you look at them like they crazy. What do we always say? Gotta make the weight.
Yep.
Just gotta make the weight.
Yeah.
Gotta make the weight.
But I mean, I think Usyk, honestly, I think Usyk would win. The only thing is that Fury's big, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, he gave work to Wilder, you know? So it's a little bit tough, you know? But I think Usyk, I'd probably take Usyk out of all the heavyweights.
For sure.
To pull it off?
Yeah.
Yeah. This, and I don't want to say like, well, it'll be more difficult than AJ, but in a sense, I gotta lean towards this fight would be more difficult than Anthony Joshua, because even though Anthony Joshua was big too, but if you put AJ beside Tyson, Tyson's still wider. And what I always talk about spinning around, guys, is that gap that's there. When they throw the hook, the gap you had. When you go over past your right hand, the gap the window.
Yeah.
And getting under. And when you have somebody that size, it makes it more difficult to spin around. It makes it more difficult to slide under them and get all these different things. Because then, if you take the risk of dipping and throwing your shoulder and trying to clinch, now you run into a brick wall. Now you got this weight leaning on you. And even if you let them walk you back and you try to like lag it off and then try to spin, that takes energy because you just let them lean on you for a certain amount of time. Then if you don't try to let them lean on you and spin,
Yeah.
You still leaning on a brick wall trying to fight back on it, like leaning, putting your shoulder on it. So it's so much into it. It's like, okay, he can match Tyson skill-wise. We know this. Like, all right, cool. Tyson has great boxing ability. But we also know Usyk went further than, even though Tyson would have went to the Olympics if it wasn't for a citizenship thing, what they were doing with him and Billy Joe. But Billy Joe wound up going. It's still, though, technique-wise, C pattern, footwork, angles, you got to give it to Usyk. But at the end of the day, it's weight classes for a damn reason. Guy is some big dude. I done got into it with football players. And then, you know, I did fine. It's like, all right, yeah, I'm handling, but man, this one was big as hell.
Right.
Like,
well, let me ask y'all this, though. Because y'all remember when Tyson Fury fought Otto Wallen? Otto Wallen gave him a lot of trouble. Otto Wallen wasn't that big. He gave Tyson Fury a lot of problems. Now,
but he's bigger than Usyk.
A little bit, but Usyk, he's sneaky now.
Yeah, he's putting on the right weight.
Right,
yeah.
he has decent size. When I think about that fight when Otto Wallen did the Fury, I'm like, damn, Usyk's a way better boxer, way more accuracy, more power, more IQ, less size. But if he can get inside and do what Otto Wallen did, he can put Tyson Fury in a bad situation.
Okay, let me ask y'all.
Bad situation. So I got
why. I gotta ask y'all. Why does that fight not get mentioned enough?
Which one?
Otto Wallen. You see how you just say which one and you just mentioned it.
Oh, I didn't know you still talking about.
That fight doesn't even get mentioned anymore.
Right, it got brushed under the rug. He almost lost it. They almost stopped that fight.
Yeah, they were going to stop it. The only reason why they didn't stop it, they took it back to the old days and said, give the champ the benefit of the doubt.
That was a terrible cut.
Politics, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All that money that was on that, because the next fight up was what?
Wilder, right?
I think they were talking about Wilder, or was it Joshua at that time?
No, Wilder.
It was Wilder?
Wilder. Remember Wilder was doing all the stuff with court cases and everything to make sure he got his fight.
Yeah, the rematch. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. To this day. Yeah, I remember. I remember.
Bruh, and it's like that fight don't get mentioned a lot anymore.
He got exposed in a bad way. So now I'm looking at Usyk. I'm like, uh-oh. Don't forget, y'all go back and watch that tape. Don't forget. Usyk
I mean, even Wilder Fury 3 too. I mean, Wilder was doing very well. He just got gassed out at the end.
Right.
You think he was doing good?
I thought he was doing well.
Okay.
I thought he was doing well.
In the first 2 rounds. I give him the first 2 rounds.
Okay.
He had a game plan. You could tell he came there.
He did.
They came there and said, we're going to jab to the body. We're going to jab Fury to the body. He got the big belly. We're going to try to break that belly down. Let's stab him to the body. And then once that shit stopped working, it didn't work, he completely went back to
Are we really going to do this right now?
We ain't got to do it. We ain't got to. You don't want to do it? We ain't got to do it.
You see how he does this every week?
Yeah, it's all
Kenichi, don't he do this shit to me every week?
You gotta call it. You gotta call it. I love it. Kenichi, get your boy.
Get your boy. Like, this is my thing. And y'all know I have a relationship with Mr. Malik. And Mr. Malik be straight with me. He be like, I don't get mad at you when you say what you say, because you break it down the right way and it's coming from the right place. And you don't mind when I say, well, yeah, but this, and you listen. The stabs to the body, he couldn't mask it any better. He threw like 5 of them joints in a row. Like, I'm like, give him a look, either palm his glove, then stab. Then when he was stabbed, he was bending and left all his balance. So everything that he took from his back leg was gone. So instead of, when you throw a stab to the body, the stab to the body is all, about 70% of it is back leg. Because when you plant your foot, the whole time you're setting it up. So I might sit there and, like, pull your hand up, Bink. I might sit there and give you the look. Like, I might touch your glove, move it out the way. Then I might give you a stick up top just to get you to see if if you're going to pull your arm. Because not everybody's arms is this long to sit there and cover both. They might bring both hands up, whatever the case may be. Then, once I do it, a lot of times if you see a guy stab to the body, 9 times out of 10, what direction is he going? He either planted right where he is or he's going backwards. Because every time he's going backwards, he put more weight on that back foot, and then it's look, and then you really trying to get that leverage.
That's an accurate assessment. He telegraphed the hell. I seen the stab to the body coming off the opening bell. Ready, bling. As soon as he came out, you seen what he's about to start doing. You seen it, so that's accurate. That's accurate.
And he didn't, and with Usyk, if I don't got Usyk just doing that.
Creating all the angles.
Usyk will give you the stats to the body as a throwaway. I could see him doing that. And then all of a sudden, boom, letting Fury walk. I'm going to give this big guy what he wants. Come on, follow me over here. Walk me. Left hand. Just like he did with Josh, even though Josh was not going to... Tyson Fury is going to be a little more aggressive with his walk down because I think Tyson Fury knows I can't box with this guy. Like, I can box with him, but if we was the same size, I ain't touching him.
Tyson going to lean on him.
He going to try his best to lean on him. But that sneaky left hand is going to get in. And then the way Usyk's going to wind up, short uppercut to the rib, and then I'm gone. Short uppercut under the rib to the lung, and then I'm gone. Okay, now he's looking at that. So boom, boom, now I go here, boom, and now I get out this way. And then try to get back to the center. That, to me, will be the big thing.
That's boxing knowledge right there, man.
That's accurate, man.
Hell yeah.
That's accurate. I can see all that happening. So are you saying you're going with Usyk?
Oh, yeah. I really believe that because just off of, that's where the international shit's going to come in.
Right.
That international, that step away. Like, I've sparred guys that boxed internationally, and it's crazy. I done spar guys as soon as they come back from fighting in the international competition. And where I done work with them and I'm with them, and then just that month or 2 months that they're gone and they come back and it's like, just they start to get ahead of me by that much because now they done seen so much stuff and now the angles start to become a little more visible for them. And then I sneak as soon as the round is over and this small session over, yeah, you need to teach me that shit. You need to teach that. But that international competition is going to come into play. And I think that's where the stretch can be outside of the size.
100%. 100%. I like it. Hey, real quick, let's give Big Roy and El Paso a shout out on the show. Let's cut to a quick commercial break before we touch on our next topic.
We gotta run it, man. Let's run that El Paso, man.
Check out.
We can't do the cut. We can't do cut.
Here we go, y'all. Here we go.
And then you gonna put the camera right on me.
We back. Welcome back to the show, guys. That was El Paso Mexican restaurant and off Route 1 in Alexandria. Yeah. Our guy, Big Roy.
Big Roy.
Make sure y'all go check it out.
Hell yeah, man.
Make sure y'all go check it out.
Any boxers in the area, you hungry, come by, introduce yourself, man. We'll take care of you, whenever you guys get a chance.
Right, for sure.
You guys work hard. You guys do a lot of stuff for the community, and you guys go through a lot, man.
Hell.
A lot. Hell yeah, pretty much. I didn't know if I could say that. I know I've probably been cussing and stuff. But
that's just
how I am, so.
Right.
Nobody give a shit.
But yeah, come through. We support the community. Anybody, if you guys have a fight. Oh, you know what? The other thing I was gonna say, let's make El Paso Route 1 the pregame spot before the Rose Croft events because it's only about 8 minutes away. You know what I mean? Because them lines right there is too long. No disrespect or anything, but I'm not gonna wait 30 minutes for a drink or for some chicken food.
Yes, sir.
So come through. We got some good food and drinks.
Spread that message. Food and drinks at El Paso right before the fights, man. Let's do it. So to get into this next topic, man, we've all been talking about.
You trying to get hurt, man? Number 30 just messaged you in the chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's number 30 again. The name throws me. It looks like I'm sorry. Thank you. We're going to have a great show. I'm so sorry. Please don't hurt me.
Oh, man. You know who number 30 is, Big Roy?
Nah.
Madre.
Oh, your mom?
Yeah.
Oh, tell her I said hi, man.
My mom just doing like
that's my people right there. I was telling Junior that when I met moms and pops, man, I was like, man, they're like a long lost uncle and auntie.
Nah,
man.
for sure.
Yeah, man.
For sure. Fit right in immediately. But let's talk about this next topic, man. It's probably the biggest fight of the year. Might be one of the biggest fights of the decade. We've all talked about it. We talked about it personally. I know y'all probably talked about it off air too, but you got David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. We just had that last press conference, yesterday, man.
That was crazy.
I took a little bit away from that press conference. Yeah. For me, I feel like when I look at Caleb Plant, he has absolutely no fear. Like after the press conference, they asked him, they're like, so what makes him the monster? Like, what are you worried about? He said, no, I'm not scared. He said, you're a civilian. You're scared of David Benavidez. I'm not. I'm a fighter. Yeah. I'm not afraid of this guy.
This is my job.
And when you looked at Caleb Plant, when they came face to face at the face-off, I looked in his
eyes. Put his hand in his face.
It was something. He was gritting his teeth. It was something different. His demeanor changed to like a dog. And you look at David, he kind of took a step back like, well, I didn't expect him to look at me like that.
Yeah, because now it's 24 hours left. So yeah, right. How about we take it there?
Right. So you can tell in somebody's eyes when they really about that or not. You know what I'm saying? So how do you feel about the fight in the press conference?
Dude, me and my dad were talking about this for like the last few days, and that's gonna be the fight probably of the year. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be the fight of the year. And I mean, we got a lot of fights going on and stuff like that, but just the bad blood that they got going on, you know.
Let's get into that.
It goes
before
back.
We get to the tactical stuff. Let's get into that part right quick.
Mm-hmm. It goes back, man. I mean,
we was talking about that before the show.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Caleb Plant, Jose Benavidez had problems, and then the pops too with Caleb Plant. Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't really know exactly what it was, but you know, dude, like I was telling Junior, I'm not a big fan of Jose Sr. and
Jose Jr.
because, you know, they run their mouth a lot, you know. I mean, everybody got their own persona, you know what I mean? But I feel like they got to chill sometimes, especially the dad, because he's never really been in the ring like that, you know? Mm-hmm. And when even Caleb Plant said, when you're calling a fighter a bitch and you're calling a fighter this and that, mm-hmm. you know, nobody really goes that far, you know what I mean? Especially somebody that's been in the ring, you know? Mm-hmm. And he be doing it a lot.
Right.
He be doing it a lot. And we'll see, man. I'm just ready for this fight.
Let's dive into this about the whole beef. So you're right. I don't really know where it started with how it really started all the way up to when they got into it in the gym.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But I did see after that it's kind of started with the whole Caleb feeling like something was said about Aaliyah.
Yeah.
And like, why are you speaking on Aaliyah? And then it started from there. My thing is, let's get past that to now when the contract signed. Caleb's demeanor, I just couldn't help but like when he was looking, he said, you know you're not scaring me, right? The first episode of All Access when they and them getting into it out of the limo, and he just standing there like, you know you don't scare me, right? You know what? I'm just glad that you're here. I'm glad that you made it. You know, I don't worry about me making it to the fight. I'll be there. You know, I'm always at all my fights. On weight. This is the day though. He went straight white boy, put his fingers like, on weight, and cocaine free. Like,
yeah,
oh my
dude,
God.
That had me dying, yo.
Dying. I was done. Because it was the way he delivered it and put his hands like a white boy. Hey. I always make my fights.
But he did it on purpose. He's
doing it on purpose.
Smart, no, he is.
And he stayed calm. Mm-hmm. Then them getting into it with Bread. Mm-hmm. I've known Bread. First time I met Bread was through the whole when he fought my camp, when he fought Jared and everything. So, and Bread, cool. I was talking to him when we worked the tank car. I was outside because I dapped up Keyron. We was on. I was right outside. And me and Lil Bit, shout out Lil Bit, we were walking to our, and we were just sitting there talking with him for about a good 5, 10, 15 minutes. Talking to him. Yeah. Cool, he cool as a mug. And you see Bray go, man, come on, man. We've always been cool. Where is this coming from? And the way Caleb said that messed the last one. Because you got to think, this whole thing with David, I give you one to sell tickets. And that family, the Benavidez family, they bought that action. They like, I've heard stories for years. Like they always been about it. But some of it they go looking for. It ain't just, it came to them. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I've heard a lot. Mm-hmm. And you see Caleb just go, at the press conference yesterday, hey, I see, he go, yeah, I see all, you're all happy that you're here and you're flexing your muscles and everything, these newfound muscles that you got this camp. Guess what? Welcome to the club. Because that's what happens when you actually dedicate yourself 100% to doing this. Mm-hmm. And your own weight, that's what's called being a professional. Mm-hmm. I'm like, because everything he's saying, see, you could call him a beast. Yo, it's a video broke into the He called it. I should have bet money on that. Yo, my bad. My nephew just broke in here. Go. You coming in or going with that? We got to do him like they used to do us when we was kids. You coming in or going out? Right. You get me? But the way he just tell me to shut up.
Probably.
What the heck? Like, so the way he did it. If you watch fighters, especially, and y'all done seen it playing football, the eyes never lie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You could sit there and call a guy B, none of those things. That's fictional. No matter what, that's fictional. But if I sit there and say, hey, yeah, but you ain't never on weight, welcome to the club. That's all factual. Mm-hmm. When you sit there and say, hey, yeah, you know, I hope you make it to the fight. Because you already know I'm going to be there on weight and cocaine free. That's a hard stab. Like, yeah, I got you where I want to. Then what it is, I'm where you want to be. Look, because he bought the 3 belts up there. But if anyone knows David's career, he's only been champ 2 times. Yep. But he bought 3 belts up there. Why is that?
What happened to them belts, though?
Exactly, because he really should be bringing 1.
And then he tested positive for COVID.
Mm-hmm. He should really only be bringing 1 belt. Because if when fighters bring multiple belts, it's either they lost and won 1 back, or they moved up another weight class and won another belt. Mm-hmm. So why are you bringing 3 in 1 weight class? And what David said that, yeah, I'm champ, wanted this many times, I got this many belts. And what Caleb said, like, okay, but how did you get them? And I'm not afraid now you're going to fight a real guy that's going to be there.
I don't like him bringing the belts because he's not the current champion. He's not the current champion. You haven't been the current champion for a while, so I think that's a weird flex to me, you bringing the belts.
Some Jake Paul jump?
Almost. I ain't going to disrespect David. Like, I ain't going to say Jake. I ain't going to go that far.
Because David can fight.
But it's almost like, why bring the belts? Like, you're not the current WBC champion. I understand it meant a lot to you. That was a highlight of your career, but that's not, you aren't the champion, so, be humble a little bit. I like the back and forth between, like he said, I like between David and Caleb. I like that, but his dad got to stay out of that. Yeah. It's giving me like Teofimo dad vibes, Danny Garcia's dad's vibes, doing a little bit too much for me.
And I'm going to get y'all opinions on this. Now, yes, him saying this, the thing I also want to touch on what Caleb said. He said, the civilian thing. Remember when Major was on here? Jaleel Hackett, shout out Coach B. All those guys, I always, you watch certain fighters, and remember what Jaleel said? He said, this is what I do. I'm a fighter. Remember what Lamont Peterson said? He said, why y'all think, when he fought Earl Smith, he said, thank you for taking, man, everybody was ducking Earl. He said, why y'all thanking me for doing my job? Mm-hmm. This is my job. My father, my mother said, how you gonna fight all these guys? He said, take them as they come. That's what I signed up for. So when he says you're a civilian, like shout out Big Sugar, she done asked me about sparring different guys, all these different guys, what I be thinking. Like, yeah, but this is what I signed up for. If it wasn't what I wanted, I shouldn't have signed up for it. This is what comes with it. Yeah, that's just how it comes. That's like Big Roy, how he talks to all the customers, all of a sudden, I hate talking to them. But yet, this is what you signed up for. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right? So, and we see how Big Roy, like, he with the nerves, he done got better and better and better and better with talking to all these different, because that's what he signed up for.
Job description.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So when he says civilian things, like, no, I'm not scared of him, because guess what? I ain't ducking no smoke. Like, it is what it is. And now you're in it with somebody who not scared of you, but also in shape, not here on short notice, and can fight.
And been at this division.
And can move.
And looks good at this division.
It looks good at this division and can move.
Looks healthy at this division. That's all going to play a factor in the fight.
No, I'm ready for it, man. Me and my dad were talking about it, like, where are we gonna watch it at? And I was like, well, we could either buy it and watch it at the crib, or we could watch it at the restaurant, or I don't know, go somewhere. And he was like, well, let's figure it out. And I was like, all right, well, we got like 24 hours, so
yeah,
we're trying to figure out where are you guys gonna watch it at.
I'm gonna be in the area. Me and my old lady, we coming down to the area. We're gonna be in the city on Saturday night, and we trying to find somewhere to watch the fight Saturday night. So. All right. Y'all know somewhere to watch the fight, we can all go watch the fight.
Well, you know what? Let me talk to my dad, see if he wants to stay around a little bit later, and we could probably watch it at the restaurant. I'll hit you guys up.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me know, man. I'm down for that. We gonna watch the fight, though.
So,
we gonna watch the fight.
Now I gotta hit y'all with this. Now let's talk about the dads, because I know y'all playing football. Y'all done seen it. Hell, me and you done had private conversations about it. When you ask hard work, when I started to like get a little bit of known, like outside of just being hard work, son, it was more so, okay. Nah, I've seen my father, like, they'll ask, like, DC My TV, all of them was like, oh, you think your dad doing anything? My father like, nah, I ain't doing no anything. And then they'll ask him, I was like, man, for what? I retired when? He said, man, it's my son time. Like, it was me and Keon. We was getting interviews. He said, man, it's my son now. It's daytime. And when I was getting, I would say, nah, man, it's almost little cousin time. I'm almost done. And it's always the dads. If you really watch it, you rarely ever come across the dads who they just let their son rock. Like Coach B, different. It's rare you ever come across these coaches who leave their son the fuck alone. And they'll say, I ain't getting there. I ain't never dug nothing, but Wale, I remember forget Wale and Light Show, they was like, man, I don't get how y'all do this shit every day. He's like, I done been in my fair share of sidewalk scuffles, but to do this shit every day, this dude was a killer. He literally has Hitman 210 behind his damn shoulder. And I asked him, pick or hit, pick a stick. And I'm thinking because, suave guy, he gonna say, pick. I'm gonna look up. No, I want to hit you and put you to sleep.
No, my shit with hit sticks, snatch picks, but hit sticks first. We come to knock your
chest strap. Thank you. You hear that, right?
You hear that, right? Chest strap, bro.
I gotta make a statement. You know what I mean?
Right?
Make sure they don't run across the middle. You know what I mean? Yeah, with confidence.
So it's rare. Matter of fact, watch this. Ain't easy. All the years that me and you unbox, how often do you at least once, whether it's at the fights, whether it's in gyms, do you come across that dad who got more advice than the coach? Like, thank you. Like, it's
there's a lot of them.
It's a lot of them. And the way with if you watch Senior, he's kind of like Danny Garcia's dad. A lot of dads, not just Danny Garcia's dad, never sparred, because it's been plenty of times where BINK had to put me in check where guys was a bit there trying to show me love or whatever. And I'm like, nah, man, I ain't get the chance to compete the way I wanted to. So no, and guys be like, Monkey, you sparred this guy. And like not just us. And guys say, man, you wasn't no sparring partner. We knew what you was, like helping so many top fighters get ready. And I'm like, oh, okay, but because I still be like, backing away from the table a little bit, even though they invite me to the table. And these guys never ever felt cutting weight. Never ever felt doing an 8-week camp. Never felt a liver shot. Never felt that cup sticking to you. And you gotta push that cup down, that leather sticking to you. You gotta keep going. Ain't never felt that all that water sitting there. You sitting there as you starting to cut that weight, but got the motion to say and will push their kid out there to do more. Cause I remember seeing how Senior treated Junior in the amateurs. I seen that.
That's a plague across sports.
Across them.
Like every sport. There's actually a series, I think it was on Netflix. It was called like Sports Dads. Yeah. It was showing like bad sports dads and how they treated their kids. And it's the plague. It's like you want to live through.
It was boxing and football, right?
It was boxing and football thing.
Yeah.
And
I remember seeing that.
Being a coach, dealing with him, I see it a lot. The dads I'm giving instructions to dad right behind me, screaming at his son. I'm saying go left. He telling his son go right. You living through your son, man. Let your child play. Let me coach. It's a big issue, but I feel what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's like you got the most to say. You ain't taking them hits. Mm-hmm. And it touches me deeply because I done came back to the corner and see my dad look me in the eyes and say, I know you hurting. I know you tired. Give me a deep breath. And that meant everything to me that he was able to tell me that. Because he been there. and had to push. He said, look, I need you to push right now, though. And I go, yes, sir, I know you ain't gonna let nothing happen to me.
My man
Let's
Al,
go.
what's up, brother? Thank you for joining the show, man. Appreciate you.
What's up, big Al? Like, you know, they gonna, like, that meant a lot. But I done seen the fathers who never once was in the gym with Sugar Ray Leonard as top amateurs, like hard work. And so many other guys who got the nerve to do this to their son. Go back out there. You going another 8. Another 8, not another 1. Another 8. And you like, man, you don't know what that kid feeling, man. You ain't took them hits.
Oh, yeah, man.
And Jose got all this shit to talk. You got so much shit to say out your mouth. But yet and still, and the proof is in the point, like, okay, but I wonder, did they start out with their dad? Maybe they did. But you got a lot of them that start out with their dad
And move up.
and move on, whatever. But they father will bring him to a coach. And this is not happening to my father. They bring him to the coach, and they just sitting back. They won't get involved in nothing. But really, they watching and learning. Just so they could go get a USA boxing license. You know who you are. And then you go, and then all of a sudden, want to sit there and now they coach, they know everything, or whatever. They get a couple mitts, start doing some Mayweather shit, and then they know it. So it's kind of like, all right, guess what? If your son get put on the canvas, his head clock off the canvas, guess what, senior? You got to be the one to pick him up off that. You got to pick him up off the canvas, and you put him there. Like, that's my whole problem with how much he talks.
Mm-hmm.
Cause your son's gonna step in front of you to swing, cause it's another fighter. But if it's another dad, are you gonna handle it yourself? You ain't in no shape to handle that.
Yeah. That's why I respect Bill Haney for what he did with Devin when right before Cambosis.
Yeah, stepping aside.
I'm gonna take a step back, man. I'm gonna let him level up, because I only know so much. I can only do so much for my son at this point. It's time to let him go and grow.
Yeah, because we were talking about that at the restaurant. I was telling you, like, man, I wasn't a fan of Bill Haney until the Cambosos deals and stuff like that. And then we were just like, man, he's just a proud dad, like LeVar Ball.
Yeah,
I remember that combo.
LeVar Ball, yo.
He was right, yo.
He was right, man.
3 ballers, you know what I mean?
He did it.
2 top 3 picks. Like, I think that was, you know. Shit, I'm a Lakers fan, so when we picked up Lonzo, I was like, oh, shit. Hometown kid coming to LA, and then we traded him. I was like,
dream come true.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, dude.
Right. That's how you do that, man. Shout out to LeVar Ball, man. For real. For sure.
Big baller brand.
But the thing is, though, to your point, Big Roy, that don't get. I'm more of a fan of how my dad did my father. You know, he be in the cut or whatever. You know, you saw how you had to bring him out of the shell in the restaurant. You know, talking more. But you, as much as fathers are criticized, and I still don't have kids yet, but I have nephews, and you know that I look after his mom, you know, nonstop. Like my sister knows she ain't got to come pick up my nephews. I got them, you know. But the real respect goes to you, BINK, you, Big Roy, with y'all babies, and seeing how y'all and I don't talk junk about LeVar Ball, no matter what he says. You know why? Because at least that mug there, and he put in the work and the sacrifices to get his boys where the hell he felt that their talent could take them.
Mm-hmm. And got on the front line too. Got on the front, went on ESPN and talked his shit, and everybody laughed at him.
Laughed at him.
Look at him now. It's like, as a father, especially as a minority, being a father, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
Damned if you don't.
If you're not there enough, they slandering you. Then you step up and put your neck on the line on a grand stage and say, my sons are going to be this.
Why you in the camera?
And then you slander him. But look, the proof's in the pudding. And then you don't hear nothing about LeVar Ball now. I got him there. What did he do?
He backed off. He was done.
He did.
You ain't heard shit about him no more. All you do is see him ringside. Courtside, and he do this.
Did his job.
No, hell yeah, man. I love that story. I mean, when they came out with the TV show, like, I was watching it all the time, you know?
It was funny.
And it was funny because it was the reason why it was funny is because brothers, like me and him talk junk. Y'all done seen us talk junk on camera. Y'all don't even see half the stuff off.
But I mean, and they're from like maybe like 35 minutes from where I lived out there.
Okay.
Yeah, so
like a drive to Alexandria almost.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like from here to Alexandria. So it's crazy, man. But yeah, no, that story is like no other. You know what I mean? I mean, you got the Watt brothers in the NFL. You got Giannis and his brothers. So it's crazy, you know.
Right, that's huge, man. Real quick, we got my man Al in the chat. He said, I'm late to the show today, but I need to know the fight to watch this weekend.
We talking about it now. We breaking it down now, Big Al. Just go sit back and enjoy.
Benavidez and Plant. That's the plant of the weekend, the year, the decade.
I think for the next month, Senesa Estrada is gonna fight this weekend too.
Yeah, super bad.
She's bad, man. Yeah. East LA right there.
That's right. Yeah.
And the biggest thing I was at for the first time really on the show, we got a guest that didn't box but has 100% like knowledge of what we talking about, and like really take it to the barbershop, really take it to the restaurant, and really had this convo, and is like entrenched in the fight game, and still has an amount of physical abuse. Like he played football, so he know what that could feel like, So, but yeah, Big Al, this like back to the whole dad thing, like. For him to come in there, I really wish all really Senior had to do was pull Caleb to the side and say, "Let me talk to you, man. This is where that came from, or that wasn't intentional, or whatever the case may be." But it seemed like to me, he got. It's not even the same thing as Danny Garcia's dad, because I ain't had the chance to really hang around him in the amateurs nor in the pros. But everybody that I know who really hung around Danny Garcia's dad have all said everything he was doing was for the cameras. Because as soon as the cameras on, like if you hung out with him at the gym, ain't none of that. It's none of that. But so it's more theatric, it's more to sell, because Danny didn't talk. Remember, Danny didn't talk. Took him 6 years to really have a talk for to do more than one sentence when he talked. And then with Senior, it feels more of a vitriol, like a venom thing.
I can see that.
I'm not with that. Like, and I stand on it. Like, I'm sorry, that's some bull, bruh. And when it come to Jose, everybody know what happened with Jose. But if you really in the fight game, a lot of a lot of people know what was behind it. Like they were waiting on that boy. It was bad. Like he was walking his dog.
Yeah, I remember. It was crazy.
He was walking his dog and blew his leg off, Slim. And it's like, yo, so some of that shit is like, come on, dial it back a bit, bruh.
That's why they say don't go looking for trouble, man.
It's gonna find you sooner or later.
But don't go looking for it,
Hell yeah.
Man, I mean, like I'm sure, DC got their hoods and stuff like that, like anybody does.
Everywhere.
Dude,
somebody got heart everywhere.
Yeah. It's crazy, LA is crazy, DC is crazy, Baltimore, wherever you go, even overseas,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, even overseas, it's crazy, you just gotta be careful.
Hell yeah.
I think I forget who it was. I don't know if it was my mom or my uncle. They used to always tell me, man, go do what you're gonna do, but don't make us look bad. You got that last name,
Lord.
Make sure you take care of it.
Lord,
be careful. Be careful who you bring to the crib.
Yup,
man.
You could have all these friends outside, but make sure you pick and choose who you bring home.
Yeah, like who's your associates and who's your friends. Exactly. Like the type, like bro. Like I know I done had teammates respectful enough to say to me that was doing stuff outside the gym. Yeah. Say, I gotta meet you. You can't come pick me up.
Yeah.
Straight like that. Yeah, you can't come pick me up. I said, cause me, I don't mind. Like, oh yeah, I'll come get you, bro. Like, let me go hang. And they like straight dead ass face. Man, you ain't having hard work. Come looking for me. Nah, bro. I'll meet you. And I find out later it's because they had to go take their car, go to, how they see in the old mobster movies where they take their car, go into a parking garage, and then they switch to another car, like that. And I'm like, damn. That's too much fucking work. But yeah, and that, with Benavidez, I noticed something. And I'm gonna see what y'all think on it. BINK called it when they finally got into the last face-off before today for the weigh-in. You see Caleb got closer. Never did that the whole 8 weeks. All the pre-camp, the mid press conference to the final one yesterday, never once. I don't want to say poker face, but he never really, it was animated, I guess you could say, or facially animated. he really this time moved to get closer, pushed the commissioner's hand away. Like, I'm gonna do you for that junk you was talking, Sabrina. Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, but I love making Sabrina laugh, man. I swear. Like, so then he got, like, this is Benavidez's face. He moved closer, and like Bing said, he started gritting his teeth, and I think he was calling him a B. If I really looked at it right, I want to say he was calling him a B. Yeah, you gonna see, you B. You gonna see.
Up, man.
And when he did it, I expected David. Oh shit, here we go. Cause you know how David is, and he'll push you, and as you know, David didn't push his hand away. He didn't go, man, what's up, man? So what, you want to say that now? What?
You kind of saw David's shoulders do this.
Do that? And
I said, oh,
quiet as his cat.
Okay, that told me a story right there. That told me body language says so much. You can read body language, it says so much.
And I mean, coming from a guy who's been in the ring with somebody like a Benavidez, in the sense where went to another gym, he's looking at me doing all this mess, and I didn't say nothing. Like, all right, bro, go on. Like, bro, it's a sponsor. Go on about your way, whatever. And then at a certain point, after Dad put the gloves on, I'm like, okay. And then I looked at him, and all of a sudden
it's a reality check, man.
And I guess like
he did. You right? He checked his reality.
Yeah, like he didn't. He didn't react. Like, I'm not saying he had to turn, like, fuck up the money. I'm not saying that. But he didn't push his hand. He didn't do nothing.
He got reality check. Because know what it is? Mike Tyson sat up there and said he's the Mexican monster. And what's David Benavidez took and ran with since then? I'm the Mexican monster.
He hasn't even been calling himself the Bandera de Hoja. He hasn't even been calling himself. Maybe he gets introduced as that.
Yeah, I'm the Mexican monster. He didn't fell in love with his bravado. Mike Tyson gave it to him. And what I've noticed recently with, what's the guy's? Edgar Berlanga. I'm a monster. Got humble. Teofimo came out, I'm about to knock Kambosos out in one round. Got humble. You know, all these guys come out with this bravado that's been, you know, the media, as media, we do it in fans. We hype these guys up. And I feel like David Benavidez, he's falling in love with this image of, I now have to live to this
somebody
this
like
title
Tyson
that somebody gave me,
that?
a Mexican monster. And I'm supposed to scare this guy because I'm the monster. And this guy came in my face and said, you gonna see.
It's the hype.
And the hype. And I think he felt that in the real intent, that I want to hurt you from Caleb. And he said, he kind of relaxed. And maybe I'm not the monster that I'm being told and I'm making myself believe, you know?
It's the persona, man.
Right. There you go.
Right.
And not just that, but the last whatever fights that Benavidez is for, whether it's his pro, if you want to take it back to his pro debut or you want to take it back to 6 fights ago, whatever, when he's done the face-off, it's been, I gotta survive. The other guy ain't really had the ill intent. They coming, like, even guys like, you know, only one I seen that really came with that dog, even though he ain't have a full camp.
Chiron.
It's Chiron. But most of the time when he's sizing mugs up, he looking at a guy who basically looking back at him and is like, I'm here, but I gotta survive this. It ain't the ill intent. Like, not that those guys were scared, but basically they know that I gotta survive. This one is what Bing said, like, I'm coming to hurt you badly because you've been getting on my last nerve. Like, almost like that dad looking at their son like, all right, you hear him making noise and all this other stuff, and you do the one, hey, chill, and he's still making the noise, and then you give him that one look, and your son just go, yeah, that's enough of that shit.
I remember that shit as a little kid, yo. Man, like,
what? We was talking about it at the restaurant.
Yeah, like my dad, you know, he always tried to put me in my place, but he never really put his hand on me as a little kid. It was my mom and my grandma, man. Yeah, yo, like.
Horrible, man.
You know, man. No, I just remember, like, if my mom's watching, I love you, thank you.
Yeah. But that was abuse.
Like, yeah. Because you know what? With my son, it's like, I don't even know this woman. You know what I mean? She's like all love.
Yep.
You know, my baby. You know, I'm calling, how's my baby? And I'm like, oh, I'm okay. She's like, no, my new baby, my baby. And I was like, all right.
You know why? You know why? Because we talk about it. Me and Roy, he sat down, he was talking with my dad because he saw he was telling giving my dad props and telling my dad about, you know, how well I've done and how much props I give my dad. And he noticed how disciplined my dad, he's like, I could see because of how my dad is, whatever. And I saw something on Instagram that said, if you don't raise your child. If you don't raise your children, you'll be raising your grandchildren. But if you raise your children, you'll be able to spoil your grandchildren.
No, that's a fact, man.
See it a lot.
That's a fact.
See it a lot. Yep.
No, I mean, dude, I got homeboys that I used to talk to, man, and hang out with. You got like 6, 7 kids, and I'm like, bro, like, dude, I can barely handle one right now, and I love my son to death. And you know, I'm thankful for my wife. You know, she's handling all the business, right? Know? And because you know, it's a little headache. You know, it's hard money. You know, just the crying and stuff like that. Like it takes a toll on people. But man, I wouldn't change anything, man.
Indeed,
anything. You know, and I'm glad that my mom and my dad are around to cater to my son and just be like great grandparents. Because I grew up with awesome grandparents, man. My grandpa, like. Dude, I used to go work with him, and I learned a lot from him. You know, we would wake up at 4:30 in the morning to get ready, leave the house at 5:30, go get our coffee and donuts. You know, same routine, coffee and donuts every Saturday and Sunday. Then we head out, set up the stands, you know, get the clothes ready, all that every Saturday and Sunday. And man, that he's the big reason why I'm, you know, kind of the business-minded person that I am today.
Right.
You know, and I was like 7, 8 years old doing that with him, you know, and then when I became a teenager, you know, it was just like a routine.
Right.
You know, just a routine. And he always told me, man, you know, you always gotta hustle and take care of your family. Hustle and take care of your family, because that's the number one thing.
That's it.
But
that's
now
everything.
Number one thing.
Now look at yourself. And now look, it's beautiful that you said I wouldn't change nothing, because now look at you and BINK. Y'all kids are coming into empires. Like that's really, let's really call it what it is. Because you know, y'all, these two guys, like Roy's like a primo, a long lost primo for me. And this one, everybody, you know, people still think like me and him grew up together, because they think,
you know,
like,
what's crazy, man? You guys had just met prior to when I met you guys, so that was a trip, man.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times where you see him, you gonna see me, and now it's gonna be a lot of times where I'm gonna try to pull you too as well. But I don't have children, y'all two do, and I see how hard y'all working now. Really, for real, my nephews are all coming into empires on both ends.
Yeah, I mean, like me and Chris talk about generational wealth, man. You gotta take care of yourself now and do what you gotta do to leave your kids something, you know, and they can expand it even more,
right?
Yeah,
you know, or go and learn something to put to the table. You know what I mean?
I say it all the time. Hustle. I hustle for my last name. When I'm dead and gone, I want my last name to mean something. So when my sons grow up and they become men, they step into something that means something. People see the last name, they know who my kids represent. When they say BINK, they gonna know who the kids represent. They see your son, they gonna know who they represent. You know what I'm saying? So it's so important. It's so important as a man to stand on. And I seen something with Dame Dash. He said, if you're not hustling for your kids, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? He said, I want my kids, you know, I want them to see Dash on the building.
Hell yeah, man.
You know?
No, I like Dame Dash, Kanye. Let me see who else.
My man Q in the chat. Finally, thank you, bro. Go ahead, bro. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Nah, just little things, man. You gotta do like social media. A lot of people talk shit about social media and stuff like that. I really don't use my personal page. I use a lot of like business pages and stuff like that.
That's how we got into it. Yeah.
And I use it to find ways to build my mind, you know, mentally, business wise, all that stuff. Even learning how to be a better dad, you know what I mean? What can I do to like chill with my son and you know, do this and that? And I got that from my wife. Okay. You know, I think you said it one time, I don't know if it was on social media or if it was on here, where most men get their swag from their mama or their lady. You know, and I was like,
shout out Big 30.
That's a fact, bro.
Yeah. Shout out number 30.
That's a fact.
You know, but
get your lady will quickly tell you look stupid in that. Or she'll say you look good in that. You know? That's a fact. Tell me I'm lying though.
You know, but let's go into the tactical part. Now we already broke down the mental.
Oh, let's go into Benavides and Plant.
Yeah, let's go into the tactical, and I'm gonna let y'all two go because you know on this show, when it comes to the tactical part, because y'all know once I get on the roll, I go. So let's see how you see it going. That's how you see it going.
Damn, well, it starts from the mental, man. I think Caleb Plant got into Benavides' head, and so he's gonna put pressure on Plant, but dude, Plant's footwork is nice, man. He's slick. He's in and out. I think, man, dude. To be honest with you, if I gotta take somebody, I might take Plant. Why? Because I think his footwork is phenomenal. I think he's just a thinker. You know, he's probably thinking 2, 3, 4, 5 punches ahead of what Benavidez is probably gonna be doing. Because Benavidez is a beast, like no lie. But has he really fought somebody with the footwork of Caleb Plant?
Hell no.
Nah, you know. And I mean, the power that Caleb Plant found, man, he's sitting on his punches now. I mean, look at what he did to Anthony Durrell. And Durrell's a solid fighter, man.
It was Katagi.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bink.
Look at this guy, man.
Because y'all know when it come to me, I'm a cook.
You the ace, man. You the ace.
Nah, so look, I agree with Big Roy. Caleb Plant. I got Plant in this fight. I was kind of on the edge, and up until yesterday, I finally made my decision. Early on, I think it's going to be tough, a little bit tough for both fighters. You know, navigating that range, that distance. Caleb, is he going to be able to withstand, you know, the power of the punches? You know what I'm saying? But at a certain point, it's going to get to, okay, this is what David's bringing. David doesn't really make that many adjustments. We had Demond Nicholson come right here, and he said, man, I got the game plan for David Benavidez.
Oh, I saw that one.
He kind of went into it.
That was a great
right,
show.
man, shout out to Demond Nicholson, man, the best at it. He kind of went into it a little bit, and I could see it. You know, the way when David gets comfortable, flurry. Caleb Plant rolls, sets him up, sets a pick for him, and boom, puts a boom on him that he's not expecting, walking David into something. Something crucial. David get on that front foot and goes on the hunt, almost like Inoue. Less skill, less IQ, but when he gets on that front foot and goes on that hunt, he's susceptible to a lot of shit, a lot of counterpunch. And I can see Caleb sitting down on some shit, walking him into some shit, catching him slipping, and then he gets put in a bad situation.
No, I believe it.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking Caleb to outbox him, set traps, land a few big shots that may change the fight. I don't think he'll stop David, but I think he'll land a few punches that may change David's direction, change his mental, and maybe get him out of his game plan a little bit and take it the distance and win.
Because what's Benavidez' plan B, you know?
Exactly.
We don't really know that right now.
He hasn't talked about, well, what if it goes 12? I mean, I think they asked him yesterday. He said, you want to knock him out in 6, you want to break his jaw in 6 rounds.
That's too much.
But what if it goes...
That's a lot of pressure.
What if it goes the distance? He kind of said, you know, I want to get the knockout. You know, if it goes distance, it goes the distance. But he didn't really have an answer for that. So, like you said, what is his plan B if he can't get the knockout, if it goes past 6 rounds?
And not only that, man, Caleb Plant learned a lot from that Canelo fight. So, you know, and I think Canelo's a lot more tactical and, you know, a little bit better ring IQ than David Benavidez.
Right.
Know? I think David Benavidez, he's just a bully, you know. Like
he bullies guys. He bullies guys.
Come through.
Right.
But, you know, when you throw punches and bunches, you know, somebody's going to catch you back, man.
You're going to get caught.
Yeah.
You're going to get caught. And I'm convinced. After I seen him catch Durrell, I'm like, okay, all right. And Plant, I trust. I believe. Man, put them damn gummy worms up before you get sugar poison on the show.
Ready for me?
Man, go ahead. Put them damn gummy worms. Man,
I got one more. I got one more thing I want to say.
Go ahead.
If the politics is involved in it, it's a good fight. Let's make it a draw and get a second fight.
Come on.
Yeah, because Canelo's trying to stay busy with Ryder and then the Bivol rematch.
Man.
So to end the year, imagine the winner of Platinum versus Canelo. You know what I mean?
Right. I like to see that, man. I like to see that.
I'm trying to take my choice. It's for the aura, man. It's for the aura. For my setup, okay? Dang. All right. Here you go, good sir. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille. Give me my close-up. Give me my close-up. Hello, everyone. Give me my close-up. Thank you. So, first thing, footwork. Caleb's footwork will be a problem. But going backwards, I say it all the time, it's way more than Zab Judah gave me. Mr. Zab gave me my props for saying it a while back. People don't understand that when you go backwards, unless you got the guy under control, it is way more exhausting to go backwards than it is to walk a dude down. You could be dog. Look at what Ray Leonard said about walking Tommy down. He was exhausted. Yeah. And then trying to catch up to Tommy. But it's way more exhausting to try to keep a guy off of you. You hit him with a pop, pop, and then you turn him, and this man will right back on you. Now, the first 4 rounds is going to be very crucial. Who's going to get the distance? The stab to the body from Caleb is going to be big. He has to win that battle with Jay. He has to make him respect him. But y'all both mentioned about him cracking now. Caleb could always crack. Even though it wasn't a good, everybody at that high level can crack.
Yeah.
Because if they couldn't, Paulie Malignaggi would have been getting walked down. And at one time, Paulie Malignaggi was putting people to sleep, even in the amateurs, until he started tearing his hand apart. But if you watch Caleb early in his career, one of the knockouts was a big, almost knockout of the year early in his career when he hit the guy and the guy turned, was out and turned towards the white guy hit him with it was crucial. But what changed is being with Coach Brad is punching further into the target. Because if you watch when he punched, he would stop at the target. Let's say if the chin is this microphone, he stop it here. Now he's punching all the way through. If you look at the Durrell knockout, he punched all the way through. It never was pop. Because usually you'll see Caleb touch and gone. This one he went through and now I'm gone.
Dude, that's like in baseball too. Because actually baseball's my favorite sport. And I remember when I was playing baseball, they would always tell me, don't stop when you make contact with the ball, man. Keep pulling.
Keep pulling.
Keep pulling.
That's what my uncle used to say. Yeah. Great, perfect analogy. And when it comes to Caleb moving, he got to give. We already know David feet ain't nowhere near as fast, but you got it. You know he's coming, but you also know he's coming only on one line. He isn't stepping to the side. He isn't. It's straight. I'm coming directly to you. He might sometimes bring once he finally closed the distance, he'll put his foot and then move it just a little bit, whatever. But 9 out of 10, it's right here. There's no pivot, no nothing. He could cut off the ring pretty good, but he cuts off the ring well after he's already broken you down. Now you gotta wonder, as that stab starts to come in, that's talk about what I talked about on the show before. David throws flurries, but the flurries end here. It's never here. Every time he throw it, it's always a gap. And at the highest level, that gap can be very dangerous.
Like a dinosaur.
There you go. Because now you got somebody like Caleb who could cut in the way he can and needs the smallest of windows to get in and out. He could get his shot off to that hook Bink was talking about. Now,
damn, that's crazy.
Here's the next thing. He needs his feet to be planted in order to punch. David Benavidez's feet have to be set to punch. He can't just do stuff like some guy, like for instance, Tank is a puncher, but Tank can throw a check hook. Yeah. Tank can do pop, slide, whatever. David's similar to Trinidad. Trinidad was vicious, but everything was off the bounce, and then he planted. Once he planted, you knew something was coming. Yeah. It was either you was gonna be able to take it or exchange in between, which left Tito Trinidad open for counter hooks, and used to always give him a flash knockdown, right? So, So when you dealing with David, your biggest thing is, can this shot land? And if I keep this Bama turning, he might not be able to keep up with me. And if I could dig to his body just enough, because I've noticed, he got these new muscles. He's in better shape. He ain't ducking. You know what he getting in there with, because he in the best shape of his life. We ain't never seen David look like that.
There's a reason why he's doing that.
Exactly, because he knows what he's up against.
And I think that's where Caleb Plant started to mess around with the mind games.
Exactly.
Because he even said, I've been here before. This
is
not my first big rah-rah, you know?
This is my third pay-per-view in a row.
Stay in shape.
And he stays in dog shape.
He really does. I've never seen Caleb play out
ever.
Shape.
The highest I've ever seen David was 176. 176. That was the highest. And 9 out of 10, he's always at 172, 174.
Damn, that's crazy.
I do this job.
Weight,
yes, exactly. That means I do. Yeah, Caleb. Yeah. Okay. Caleb, that's the highest I ever seen Caleb, ever. Dang. So that means
he's comfortable, man.
There you go.
And that's what we were talking about too. Yeah,
he's comfortable.
That he's gonna be in there at his walk around weight, and David's probably dropping 20 pounds. You know what
exactly.
I mean? If not more.
Right.
I do this. I have a whole team. Remember what Caleb said? You've been having this team around him, feeding him, doing this, giving him that.
Yeah, and all access.
For how many years?
4 years.
Forever, man.
This is his. I take this. So that could also play a factor down the rounds. Then him adjusting to his mistakes against Canelo and not letting his legs get taken from him.
Yep.
So now you got to also get to the respect part. He's punching through his target, and he switched trainers to who? Coach Brad. And his first fight with Coach Brad was a big one. And he punches and gets the biggest knockout of his career. But the biggest thing is, Caleb's always been from here. Always. Since the amateurs, he's always been from here. So when you fight from there, Caleb moves, but the biggest thing is, this big size is coming on me. What if Caleb says, all right, I can't move away from it. I got fast feet, but I ain't going to be able to keep away from this guy like I did with Canelo for that long of a time. So sooner or later, I got to fight. I got to sit down on some shit. So at a certain point, what if he got with Coach Brad? Because who did Coach Brad coach? Who did he coach before? Y'all know this. J-Rock. And what does J-Rock do? He here all day. Push you off the shoulder, catch you over top, pull, swim, hit. He right there with it. One thing I've never seen Caleb do is swim on the inside. He'll duck in. He'll throw his shoulder, but I ain't never seen Caleb swim. What if he's adding that to his arsenal too? Like, man, this month gonna be coming on to me sooner or later. Sooner or later, he gonna catch up to me, and I gotta be able to handle it.
That's inevitable fighting David. He's gonna catch up.
He's gonna catch up to you.
Right. He's going to. But like I said, I just got Caleb. He gonna land a punch. I'm telling y'all, he gonna land a punch that's gonna change the demeanor. It may not hurt David or stop him or put him in a bad situation, but he's gonna land a punch that slows David down, makes him second guess coming in like that. I'm thinking round 5. Make him respect around 5, 6, around there. And then that's gonna change the direction of the fight just a little bit to where Caleb has the advantage.
But this is my biggest thing too. And I never get hard work told me this. And I heard a lot of other great fighters that I grew up in the gym with say this. When you got a guy like David Benavidez, once you make him go backwards, fight over. And I used to look at my father like that. How the hell if you make a guy go backwards, fight over? And then I saw Bernard Hopkins versus Tito Trinidad. Remember Tito? Tito was destroying everybody, going up weight classes and didn't ask for a catch weight and was destroying everybody, right? And then now he gets up there, and then all of a sudden, once he started making Tito back up, it was over. Canelo against Triple G, once he made him back up, it was over. What if Caleb winds up making him back, make him make a lot of mistakes? Because we already know his head don't move. David's head is going to be right there all night long.
My boy Q said, I'm going to take all these pointers to fight night and eat.
Bruh, like, David's head don't move. His head's right there.
That's what I'm saying. The counterpunch, he's open to get countered.
Not just that, but I hope Caleb not just work his stick, but slide up, work it. Because the jab could be, young fighters, your jab could be shot at any angle. That's the only punch in any arsenal you could throw from any angle. If I'm working the stick, why not, if I know this guy coming, and I fan him, bite him, and I know Caleb gonna be seeing, all right, let's see if this bam will bite. See if I can make him as he's coming forward. Bow, stat, bow, stat, bow, stat.
Hell yeah, man.
Those shoot those shots at any angle and see if you can wind up catching the guy. And I wouldn't be surprised. You said that he wound up catching him with something. I'll go deeper than that. What if David, because of the atmosphere, he stay up longer. He sucks it up. He get caught with something, but he stays on his feet. But the fight totally turns and he winds up making David go backwards. Because we already know if David wins high, he's going to win. But makes him go backwards, and now Caleb starts walking him down and stops him on his feet in the 10th or 11th.
Damn. It's possible. That's what I'm saying. Like I can see it. I'm not discrediting that at all. I can definitely see Caleb stopping him. Definitely see Caleb stopping him. We've seen David hurt. We've seen David put down. You know, it's not impossible. And I want to go back. I wasn't saying that Caleb has newfound power. We've seen Caleb power. He even said himself, he said he has a more developed punch now. Yeah. It's more developed. His power is more developed now.
And his hands have healed up.
Right.
His hands healed up. People forget that.
Yeah.
He went into his first title fight with pins that just came out of his hand. He took the pin. They took the pins out when he signed the contract. He signed the contract, took the pins out, went on to the fight. They didn't even let his hand fully up when they did his thing. So, you know, the hook is there. But now it's gonna be interesting to see how this all unfolds tomorrow.
Can't wait.
How does he do under them lights? It's a different monster. Them pay-per-view lights is a different kind of game, man. Dog. How does David handle it?
Make sure y'all watch this fight. I'm sorry, Top Rank. I'm sorry, ESPN. I'm sorry, Kenichi Estrada. I'm sorry, Richard Comey and Jose Ramirez. Man. I'm so sorry. I love y'all. I got so much respect for y'all. But Slim, I'm watching Benavidez.
Let's be real, bro. That card was made for people who ain't ordering the pay-per-view.
Right, it was.
They ain't trying to order. Let's call it what it is.
It was, Slim. I'm watching Benavidez plant tomorrow. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, I'm gonna catch y'all on the rerun.
We got 20 minutes left. I gotta ask real quick for y'all. I need y'all takes. What do y'all think about the catchweight? Because we got Big Roy here. What do you think about the catchweight Tank game?
I mean, look, who was his mentor for the longest time? Mayweather, you know? And Mayweather had to go through hell just to get that De La Hoya fight back in the day. I think, 2007,
hell yeah, made him weigh Reyes, heavyweight,
you know,
10 ounces, and all that mess.
I mean, it's the blueprint. You know what I mean? I respect Tank's decisions on what he put in the contract. And I respect Ryan for accepting him, you know, because that fight's going to change the game. Social media is involved. Both have big platforms. I mean, we were talking about it like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's going to flood the gyms around the area with all these kids, adults, because they're going to be like, oh, shit, Ryan's going to be fighting Tank.
Yep.
Tank's going to be fighting Ryan. So I think it's fair, man. You want to make that money, you got to make that sacrifice. You know, to be honest with you, I mean, look at Devin Haney.
The Cambosa's contract. That was a horrible contract.
He went out there, did what he had to do, and boom.
But you know what I like about Devin, though? He signed that bullshit-ass contract, but he didn't go on no pity tour and saying, well, I couldn't eat for 3 days. I couldn't drink.
Thank you.
Devin said, okay, the contract was lopsided. I took the fight. I'm going to go out there to Australia. I'm going to win the fight. I'm going to rematch him in Australia. I'm going to win the fight again, and I'm going to come home undisputed. They didn't make no excuses.
My opinion on that is because I think Ryan did it to play mental games because Tank's known as, like, the dog. Like, that dude from Baltimore, you know, like you're from Baltimore, you already know, like, that's a tough dude right there. So I think that's why he's doing it, but I think he's overhyping the contract, like, you know, more pity and stuff like that.
Pity.
Actually, I was watching his interview when he was talking about that. I don't think the guy probably watches boxing that was interviewing.
It's that bodybuilder guy, I forget his name.
And he was like, how does it feel to get in there with a brawler? And I was like, Tank's very technical. He's very patient. He's very, like, what do they say? I guess fluid with what he's doing. You know, and he'll bang in there if he needs to. But look at his last, like, 4 or 5 fights, dude. He knocks dudes out in round 6 or later. Why? Because he's timing them. He's watching what they react to and all that. You know, I mean, look at the Leo Santa Cruz fight. I mean, Leo Santa Cruz was doing great. You know, but I think Tank was just, you know, catching his timing. When he throws 3 straight jabs like that, he just, you know, slipped and threw his whole body, dude. Yeah. His whole body into that uppercut. And then, I mean, we were watching that at the restaurant. We were like, holy fuck.
Everything stopped.
Whoa, yeah.
A point about that is people want to call Tank a brawler and he's just a banger. You don't throw a punch with that much confidence and conviction if you don't have IQ to throw the punch. Yeah, if you're not setting that punch up to throw that punch, you're not going to throw that punch with that much conviction. You know what I'm saying? So people need to stop. I hate that he's just no, he's not.
Y'all ready for me to cook? And I got my Sabrino here giving me superpowers. So y'all ready for me to cook? All right. I'm ready for my close-up special, K. Here we go. I don't like the catch weight. And then I don't like that the catch weight is at not 137, but 136. 1 pound low. So I'm irritated that Ryan like, man, just come in at 135 then. Oh, it's gonna make me weak.
So
you signed it for 136.
No catch weight, or would you want it higher?
Me personally, I wouldn't want no catch weight.
Have him fight at 135?
Yeah, 135. Take it or leave because none of the greats did that.
Oh,
none of the greats, like so many great Tito. We just brought up Tito Trinidad. Tito Trinidad started from where and went up to where? He never once did the catch weight. All the way up to middleweight. He took it as it came. A lot of these got Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea never went with. Go ahead, Sabrino. Like none of them sat there and was like, oh well, watch your head, Sabrino. Like, but none of them. Roy, Sweet Pea, none of them said this. Oh, I need a catch weight. It was what it was, and I think Ryan still gets cooked with or without the catch weight.
Yeah, I watched a lot of film on that fight recently, and bad news bears from Ryan.
Exactly. So I'm like, why would it be 136, 1 pound? Oh, give me extra pound. Like, come on, bro. Like, all right, cool. Now, if you want to say still have it be the rehydration thing, like not over, because Ryan, we all saw Ryan in that horrible shadow, whatever you want to call it. That was a disgrace to shadow boxing. I'm sorry. And the Asian, F it. Like, I never heard so many F's in my life. But I don't like the rehydration thing, but what I can't stand even more, Ryan pissing, bitching, and moaning about, oh, well, it didn't make up the lie. Ain't gonna say I can't end the contract. You said in the and they're gonna back off and say I was joking when Leonard and Tank call you out on it.
He wasn't joking. He just got caught up again and had to try to save face again.
And this boy has a history of doing this.
Right.
Whether it was the scandal thing, whether it was the Pacquiao Mayweather, the Pacquiao exhibition thing, he always get caught up in some bull about what he done said. So my thing is,
talk about that. That shit was crazy.
Yes, that junk was crazy.
Tank put in the contract, I can't eat or drink for 3 days.
Eat or drink for 3 days. A week.
I mean, what are people supposed to like follow you everywhere where you go?
Exactly. Right. And I bet you if that reporter would have called him out and said that,
the reporter didn't know fucking thing about boxing.
Didn't know nothing about boxing, so he was able to do that. Yeah. But I would have been like, he got his like security team following you or something, or somebody from his team following you every day.
What it is he's just trying to sell it, man, to all the casuals.
Of course,
like that, all the little kids and stuff.
Of course,
yeah, because he's a YouTuber too, So. Yeah. Who watches YouTube the most? I mean,
TikToker and everything.
Yeah, I mean, all that dude, shit. Every day that I work at the restaurant, I see kids eating and watching YouTube. Eating and watching YouTube. And I'm like, dang. I was like, that's probably how people know Ryan Garcia.
It is.
Yeah, and Jake Paul, the Instagram memes and the skits that they were doing.
Right. Yeah. But like you said, you brought a great point. It's going to flood the gyms with kids.
Oh, man.
Wanting to be like Ryan, wanting to be like Tank. The gyms are going to flood.
Remember what you said? You said, man, bro, you'll get frustrated, Junior, if you came to my football team and talk boxing. I said, why? He said, cuz if you tell them, like, ooh, who's y'all favorite fighter? Jake Paul, he's the greatest. And I'm like, yeah, don't bring me to your football. Because I told him, man, I'm going to come up there and support. He said, no, you don't want to do that, bro. Because you know how I am. Yeah. I look at that kid like, where your dad at?
Dog.
Like, where your dad?
I had youngins telling me, do you know who Jake Paul is? Yeah. He's the best fighter right now. He's better than Floyd Mayweather.
It's the media, man. It's the media. Jake Paul... Dude, he became what he did. Yeah, just from Vine and like, I mean, I don't know if you guys remember Vine.
Yeah, I remember Vine. Yeah.
Vine,
7
YouTube,
seconds.
TikTok. Actually, Smithsburg had a guy who used to do work with him. His name was Dwarf Mamba. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
That's my boy's stepbrother. Yeah.
Oh shit! No way.
Evan Eckenrode.
Evan Eckenrode. Yeah. No, me and him were cool. I haven't seen him or talked to him in the longest time, but yeah. I remember he used to always tell me, yeah, we're going to meet up and do these vines and do this and do that. And I was like, oh, shit. Dude, who the hell would have thought
he'd blow up like
they
that.
Would be where they are at today over some videos, 30 seconds and maybe not even that. It's big shout out to them, man. That's dope. And I know, dude, you're a hardcore boxer. You're a fan. You probably don't really like Jake Paul and stuff, but I think he's bringing a lot to the table for fans. To enjoy it more. To enjoy it more.
It's not that I don't like Jake Paul. I disdain him. Yeah. In a sense. But I mean, it's not that I don't like him. It's worse than that. I disdain him. But the biggest thing is, yes, you're absolutely right, Big Boy. He's bringing the casuals on, and I'll never forget. I always bring this up. Promoter told me. Big time reporter told me, he said, we don't worry about guys like you, Bink, your dad, Big Roy. Y'all gonna watch a fight just to watch a fight because you're a big fan. And guys like me, they watch and see, oh, can I put that in my skill set? Can I add that? Whatever. We worry about the people who want to be seen at a fight, but they suit on whatever. Because look at the Ryan thing. And Tank, it's $43,000 for the front freaking seat, and 3 rows back is $10,000.
Me and my dad were just talking about that shit. He was telling me he remembers when Shane Mosley and Oscar De La Hoya fought. It was like a couple thousand. And compared to now, it's like, what the hell?
Ridiculous, man.
Yeah, And I have a question. Do you think a lot of these big fights that are going on this year, is because Jake Paul is starting to build all these people into the fan base.
Yes,
yeah.
and
you can accurately say that.
I'm happy with that. Don't get me wrong, but we're not gonna sit. But for WBC, I mean, at the end of the day, I know what sport I was born into. I know it's about the money. I know all these different things. I get it. But at the same time, you cannot sit there. What Jake Paul is doing is that old movie with Samuel L. Jackson and Damon Wayans, Great White Hype. That's what Jake Paul. Go look at that movie, y'all.
I've seen it, but I'll have to check it out.
That's Jake Paul. That's what they're doing in fighting, and that's fine. And Ryan falls into that, but people forget. I saw that kid fighting amateurs. He paid his dues. Yeah. But he's getting more just to do that in the sponsorships and stuff than he's getting for some of his fights. He's gonna crush his biggest purse in this one fight. I think his biggest purse was what, 300 grand, something like that. I think something like that was 600 grand, something like that. He's gonna crush that. In this one fight, he could walk away
and enjoy himself. I mean, dude, so like a lot of people talk smack on Ryan Garcia and this and that. And I think I had a conversation with Troy Isley and Dara from ALX. Shout out to them.
Shout out to them, man.
And good luck to Troy April 8th. He's going to be fighting on the Corey Stevenson card.
Yes, he is. Right.
But we were talking about it. I was like, man, we can't really hate on him because he's a smart ass businessman. Ryan Garcia making money without getting hit. You know, he had that stint where he didn't even fight for like 2 years. I mean, he had like 2 fights, but he was injured, and then he was into a fight, and then mental health, and it was like a year.
And he backed out of the fight with Pitbull
and with Jojo Diaz too.
Jojo too.
Yeah.
And the thing is though, he's not getting a lot of love in the Latino community because
Jojo got robbed too.
Jojo got robbed against Mercito Hester.
God, dude, I watched that fight
so bad.
Me and Jojo are from the same area in Monte, California, man, and. He did go well. He did well. I mean, but you know what? He's going to be a free agent, and
he's coming to PBC. You know it,
dude. I wish he could drop to 130, man, because he can make money and have great fights against Navarrete, Valdez. Just different. Oh my God! But sometimes people just can't cut that weight no more. And he's already going to be 30, I think, at the end of this year.
Right.
But the thing is about the whole thing with the Latino community. Shout out Uncle Nesto, and just so much that I learned about Latino community before finding out what part of me was. The Latino community, you could be the sorriest fighter, but if you a dog, they will love you.
They'll show out,
even after you retire. After you retire, they will still look at Israel Vasquez. Yeah. Israel Vasquez lost an eye. Remember, he only has one eye now. Like literally, like not. Oh yeah, he went blind in his eye. I mean, the eyeball is gone, and they and they pray. I doubt he has to pay for many meals.
Nah, well, him and Rafael Marquez,
the
dude.
4, bro. Oh my God!
I told him he needs to watch that.
You never saw that full fight.
Haven't seen
I expect that's your homework for the week, bro.
Yeah,
that's your homework for the week.
That's crazy right there.
And it was skills too. It wasn't just wars, But yeah, man, it's a lot. And I think next time we have you on here, man, we hope we got to do it. Bring him back on before the Ryan fight.
Oh, for sure.
We gotta bring him back on so we can see because the same conversation we had about Caleb and Benavidez, we could really talk about that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I got a question. Well, I don't have a question. My man Q got a question. He said, "How long would it take for an adult with no boxing experience to get right? What type of weekly workload would it require?" I'm not talking about to compete though.
Give it about 6 months, 2-3 times a week. 6 months, 2-3 times a week, depending on the coach. Depending on the coach and what they putting you through, technique wise, and what they putting you through, exercise wise, physical wise.
And Q, go to a real boxing gym, not one of those like cardio fitness gyms. Go to like an actual boxing gym.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
speaking on that, Joe from Hagerstown, dude, he's 26, he's 27. He's my age. I've known him since my senior year of high school because we were like the only Hispanic kids right there at Smithsburg, other than like 2 other kids. But he just started going to the gym. He's been in there for about 6 to 8 months. And man, the he dropped from like 170 something. Now he's at like 140. Okay. He's actually gonna fight on the Thump Yard.
Yes,
yeah, he's gonna fight on the Thump Yard. And the good thing is that it's that same weekend of Chris's fight, so they're all gonna come down and knock him out, in one shot. So. Yeah, he's been training for about 6 to 8 months, man. This guy's looking good from the first day I saw him spar to now, man.
So it's definitely possible.
He's getting in work with Chris and some of the other guys, the amateurs that they have right there. So
right,
he's gonna do great. Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah.
We'll be there at the fight supporting you.
Shout out Joe T. Shout out my guy Chris, the Blueprint. And shout out Jonathan from the Thump Yard.
Hell
April 30th.
That's my guy right there.
April 30th. Make sure y'all come out and support the Thump Yard. April 30th. Coco Cabana. We will be commentating that fight. We are excited. I can't wait. My first time. Man. His second time. My first time. Sitting down and actually commentating the fight, just being a personality. I cannot wait to just turn. I'm gonna turn. We're gonna turn that thing up.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna be there too, man. We're gonna be killing.
Roy gonna be there, man. It's gonna be.
I'll probably take my pops and some other friends, man, so they go check it out because that'd be dope, man.
Yeah, indeed, man. Indeed.
I want to make another shout out too, man. I know I didn't shout out all the boxers and stuff that come and support us, but big shout out to Jamal Harvey, man, his mom and family, man, always supporting, coming to eat. I believe he's in Colorado right now preparing for the Olympics and stuff like that. So, you know, him and his mother, man, always big supporters of our business and establishment. So thank you very much.
For sure, man. And then before you leave, we got something for you, man. We got got a pair of the HYBERNATION 5 headphones for you.
Yeah.
Long Kenichi, well overdue. But well earned and deserved, man.
Hell yeah.
Best headphones in the game, man.
I'm telling you, and if you guys do not have a pair of the HYBERNATION 5 headphones,
they sleep on that boy.
Grab a pair.
They sleeping on that boy.
Yes, sir. Keep supporting Kenichi Bag. Keep supporting El Paso, BINK, GOLDENBOY, Slipping Kinda Man. And,
just the movement, man. Businesses, man, young entrepreneurs, man, trying to do what they got to do. You know?
Right. And doing it right for boxing.
There's not a lot of us out there, you know, but we work together and we have our own little circle and we just keep going up and up from there.
Indeed, man. Indeed. That's what it's about, man. So, guys, if you guys like what you saw today here on Slipping Kinda, make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. Keep leaving comments. Keep tapping into the chat. Thank you guys for joining in and shooting us comments. Number 30, I'm so sorry if you tapped in still. I will do better. I promise you that. Guys, make sure you guys go to Twitter, Instagram.
Yo, I got one more thing.
Go ahead.
Shoot, bro.
Michael Fox.
Oh.
I've never met him. But he's always showing support to the business, man. I'm there on Monday and Tuesday. Anytime after 5 o'clock, come through, man. I'm going to hook you up with a free meal.
The professor.
Kenichi, man.
I forgot to tell him that last time he was in here. Yeah.
Nah, because that guy's always showing love, man. I've never met him. You know, he's always there when I'm not there.
Right.
Or when I'm there, he's not there, you know. So, yeah,
he's
man,
another
that guy's
one, man.
always showing
big
support,
supporter.
Man. We appreciate it.
Always showing love, man. We appreciate you guys, man. So like I said, make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. Big shout out to Roy.
Appreciate it.
Make sure you guys check out El Paso over in Alexandria, guys, and smash that like button, subscribe button. We'll be back with you guys next Friday.
Heck yeah, man.
All right, take care.
Heck yeah.